This is Peace of Mind Sports Podcast. Presented by UnoFam and the Overs Club for your best bet. Now here's your hosts, Mark, Max, and Mark. Peace of Mind Sports Podcast coming to you live week 9 of the NFL season. I am your host, Mark, and we have a special treat today. Bringing our Browns ambassador, Eric, back to the show. Welcome, Eric.
Good to be with you, Shannon.
It's been a little while since you've been on the show, so glad to have you. Yeah, that's perfect for today. We're not gonna get into too much plans since we are on a bye this week. But I'm actually really excited about it. You know, got NASCAR championship, we got some other good games that we could watch, and we got plenty of other things that we can do other than watch the Browns today.
I think everything is more productive than watching that team play football on a Sunday.
So we decided to use this time. We're gonna recap the NFL season a little bit here. To go over some interesting odds for quite a few teams that actually have a chance to win their divisions. We know a few teams are kind of running away with it already, but at the same time, there's also plenty of football left. So I have FanDuel pulled up. I'm going to go to more NFL here, and I'm going to scroll all the way to divisions. Now, pull this up real quick. Wanted to have the standings up while we were in the waiting room, but give me a second here. So I'm going to go through each division, and we'll find out one thing that's surprising about each division and one thing that's disappointing. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
All right, we'll start with the AFC East. So the Bills are only favored minus 155 right now. So for betting purposes, for those of you that are still newer to betting, you bet $10 on the Bills to win the division, you win $6.45. So not really too much of a return right there, but they are the favorites. The Patriots at plus 120 to win the division. How do you feel about the Patriots season so far? It's at 6-2. They're actually leading the division because they have a half a game up on the Bills for the tiebreaker, and they also have played one more game than them.
So here's what I'll say when it comes to the Patriots. After last week, and obviously I know we suck, so it's not saying a whole lot, but the stat remained true, is they have yet to give up, Mark, we get excited about a 100-yard rusher. They have yet to give up a 50-yard rusher.
That's insane.
How does a defense do that? Drake May's playing phenomenal, even against us. He still played great.
He's got a pretty ball. He throws a pretty ball, doesn't he?
He throws a very pretty ball. I honestly think that Vrabel could have been exactly what they were missing. And as somebody who hated the Belichick era for them and hated Brady during that period, I'm worried for what they could turn into. If they get some real wide receiver help, that team could go places. Legit. I really do believe that.
The Patriots definitely tackled some missing pieces in the offseason. You know, they drafted Will Campbell, offensive lineman out of LSU. You know, they plugged some holes there.
Very good last week. He got destroyed last week by Miles.
He did. He's human, but he's playing well.
He is.
He's playing well. Yeah, the Patriots, I didn't bet it, but my prediction was that they would finish, under 7.5 wins. Shame on me for that.
Right.
They hired Mike Vrabel. He was in our building, by the way, but we didn't need him. And
listen, what he said last. I don't mean to interrupt you, but what he said last week about Stefanski, I know this.
I'm glad you brought this up. Yep.
But that is the only thing you needed to hear. Like that to me, it told you everything you needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that he was with us for a full year and still had the audacity to say that out loud. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, especially if it's true, but it's still crazy.
Well, it may be kind of looking back on it now, like maybe he was given the choice and he's like, nah,
Right?
what does that say? What does that say about us? Um, Nevertheless, the Patriots lead the division. Dolphins, the end of the road for them. They're,
Yeah.
they fired their longtime general manager. McDaniel still has a job for now, but they're sitting at 2-7, and then the Jets just year in year out. Sorry, Inc. I know it's your team. They're a team that I feel like is I thought talented, but they still struggle. 0-5 at home, 1-7.
They are exactly the same way that we've always been. Every year, they get their fans' hopes up by saying, "Hey, this team, they showed some talent. Hey, we got Justin Fields. We think he could be the guy. He can recreate a little magic. We got the rest of the team. We might be able to, compete for the division in 2 years." And then Justin Fields come out.
Right.
We all saw how that experiment went.
Yep. Jets. Moving on to the AFC North. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to discuss this. Right now, the betting favorite to win the AFC North is the Baltimore Ravens. Are you buying it or selling it?
Fully buying it completely. I heard somebody say it last week, and then I looked at their schedule, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't see how they lose the division. I think the Steelers are gonna flop as they always do. They'll end up losing 1 to 2 more games before they start the Ravens. Then they're gonna probably lose to the Ravens because Rodgers is old. That defense is getting figured out. They're gonna start losing games soon. They don't have enough firepower. They're not young enough. They're not fast enough to compete. The only team I think that could even bargain them for that is somehow miraculously Joe Burrow gains a new foot and he gets back mid-November than I think the Bengals could. But if he's out till, early mid-December, I think it's the Ravens division to win.
I told Marley nine wins will win this division if you can get to 9.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's the Steelers control their own destiny. They got a tough road ahead of them. Like you said, the Bengals, between the Bengals and Ravens, though, both of those defenses can't stop a nosebleed. So it's
No,
it's
you're
going to come
absolutely
down
right.
to just winning your division games. The Bengals are 2-0 in the division right now. Ravens 1-0. It's going to come down to when the head-to-head games, and I think that we're in for a tight race the rest of the way in the AFC North.
I fully believe that. And like I said, if somehow old Joe can keep the Bengals in it, I think they could be the third team in the mix. I really do think that all three teams, because of where they are, and I haven't seen the Bengals schedule. I have to actually look at their schedule to see, you know,
Mhm.
how bad it is. But never mind, the Bengals are out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, Bengals have the
Yeah.
Bears at Steelers versus Patriots at Ravens at Bills versus Ravens at Dolphins versus Cardinals versus Browns. Good night. Thank you. Thanks for playing.
If you can get through the next 4, like that 5-week murders row, if they can somehow get through that, the last 3 are cakewalks. Dolphins, Cardinals, us. But if you can't, golly, the schedule makers screwed them on that one.
Well, here's some perspective for you. Like, out of all the things that have gone on this season with our team, I'm not counting us in. Like, we're out. We're out of it. We're done. Right.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
we're a game and a half out. And then, of course, out of all years when our division is throwing up a stinker, we're still in last place. It's just 0-3 in the division.
Remarkable.
It's not going to get it done. Not going to get it done.
Never.
And we won't even get into like all the things that they should and could and would be doing right now. And we're just done. I'm so glad we're not playing it today. I'm so glad we're not playing today. And honestly, I don't even know, like ahead of the trade deadline, from what we've been kind of tossing around, like I don't know if I'm really invested in the rest of the season because there's nobody that I want to watch. That's we know Judkins is going to probably play well. There's going to be guys that are still going to play hard, and they deserve all the credit and all the support the rest of the season. But the team as a whole, we're not going to do it. We like to have minimal gray hairs, Eric. Pace yourself.
Yeah, I already have a lot of gray, and it's only getting worse. So I would like to keep it colored as long as I can. I'm with you though. I am definitely relieved that I can sit back, relax, and enjoy a Sunday and not have to be anxiety filled the whole day and then be angry because the same team I've been pissed off about for the last 33 years pisses me off again, you know?
Exactly. We move on to the AFC South in surprise fashion. But is it though? Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts sitting at 7-1 at the top of the AFC South. You can get them at -350 to win the division. And I couldn't agree
You know,
more.
I thought the Texans were going to be the team to beat, and I thought that the Colts could be a year or two away when the season started. I thought they had a lot of good things. I thought they needed a quarterback. Boy, was I wrong. Obviously, whatever they decided to do with Daniel Jones, really showed the Giants how bad of a franchise they are.
Mhm.
So, I don't know what they did wrong, but the Daniel Jones that we're seeing now is not the Daniel Jones we saw in New York. So,
Well,
kudos to them. I have a few Colts friends. Shout out to them. They're actually getting, a lot of good production out of that team. And
mhm.
I'm with you. I think they are dangerous. That's a dangerous, complete team.
Oh, they're the real deal. Um,
They are.
so I've said a few times on the show, especially early on when making our predictions. I didn't think the Colts would be 7-1, but I was somebody that was kind of saying look out for the Colts this season.
Sure.
Because the years that Daniel Jones did have success, I know he had Saquon Barkley. I know he had some good weapons over there. And it kind of models how the Colts are this season. A good running back and Jonathan Taylor, some good fast weapons that he can get the ball out to, and pretty comparable defense that the Giants had in Indy. So I'm not surprised that the Colts are doing well. I'm just surprised that they're 7-1. But at this point, I'm not surprised anymore.
For
Um,
sure.
they're playing fantastic. The Jags kind of tailed off a little bit. Kind of playing how I thought they would this season. They're 4-3. They're still in it, but they have a tough hole to climb, especially if they want a chance at the wild card spot. If I had to
I mean,
say, oh, go ahead. If you had a
can
thought
I
on
real
that,
quick,
yep,
just because we were talking about the Colts, I got to say this.
yep.
Can we just talk real quick about how great Jonathan Taylor has been?
Oh, out of
Uh,
MVP
I mean,
leader right
that's what
now.
I was going to
If
say.
he's not going to
This
get it,
man he's not. We
I would
both
love
know
him to.
that. But what he's on pace for 2,244 yards.
Not to bounce around. MVP leaders right now: Mahomes plus 150, Allen plus 450, Drake May plus 550, Stafford plus 1,000, Jordan Love plus 1,000, Jonathan Taylor plus 1,400.
Phew.
He'll win Offensive Player of the Year though. He's minus money
He
in that
will.
category
He will.
already.
They always have to give MVP to a quarterback.
Wild. Yeah, if Saquon couldn't do it last year, nobody's going to do it.
No, I agree.
And if Taylor doesn't get it this year. Um, Texans at 3-4, and nobody's talking about this enough. We know that they have a phenomenal defense, great plays, great players, but I think they are the Cleveland Browns too, like in a way. They get all these draft picks in the Watson trade, and they won the trade this, they won the trade that. They haven't done shit. They won a playoff game, they beat us. Like, so what? They haven't done anything, and nobody's talking about it because they're not Cleveland, and that's just where I'm at with the Texans. But I think that they have a better shot at not winning the division, but turning it around than the Ravens can.
You might
You
have been
know,
cooking with that. I didn't really think about that.
they keep talking about the Ravens. Obviously they it's right there. They have a better chance of winning the division with the Steelers only being 4-3 than the Texans do with the Colts. But I think the Texans are playing a little bit better. They won one in a row, but they were basically going to be out of it unless they lost to the 49ers. They said we're sticking around, and they decided to win that game.
Right.
But I think the Texans are still playing well enough to where I think that they can get back in it. Except
I think they can.
like I said, though, I think that the Texans are a very disappointing team this year. Like you said, you thought they were gonna, be the betting favorite to win a division, but they're 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
So, wrapping up the AFC. Well, we know what the Titans are, so we can move on to that. AFC West, the Denver Broncos, the team that I picked last season to make the playoffs, but nobody did on this show, at least. I'm a Bo Nix believer. Sean Payton's really dialed in with his team. I think the Broncos are for real. They have a legitimate shot at winning the division, and they're right there at 6-2. Chargers, Chiefs, 5-3. We know what they are. Chargers up and down. I think the Chargers are frauds.
I was waiting for you to get on Justin Herbert.
I am. he's a good quarterback. I'd want him on our team. But he's in that tier of like he's gonna get there, and he's not gonna be able to beat Mahomes. He's not gonna beat Josh Allen.
Right.
He can't even beat Lamar. Maybe now he might not even be able to beat Drake May. You know, I'd put Drake May ahead of Justin Herbert now.
At least this season, yeah.
But we know what they are. I just think that the Chargers, like they'll win 2 and lose 1, you know, which is nice. But I think they just there's something weird about them. I don't know. Like I respect
Yeah.
Harbaugh. I do. I'm one of the few people that likes Jim Harbaugh. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the AFC West?
I hate Harbaugh, but I love
I know
Herbert.
you do.
And I think that team could be very good. I'm with you. I think ultimately the Chiefs come away with it. But I do think
Yep.
the Broncos could win the division as well. I really do. I think this team is very, very good. As long as they can keep certain pieces healthy and they, wide receiver scares me. But they've been playing very well. I mean, obviously they're in the leading the division. So, and I know that I saw a couple articles that they were looking for wide receiver help, looking for pass rush.
Mhm.
So in depth. So they're gearing up, knowing that this is one of 2 years they have left with that rookie contract for Bo Nix. So I think that this may be the year they really try and go all in and do it. And I think they could. I really do. I think the Broncos are a very good team.
I think what's important here too, like with the Chiefs, they're minus 120, the betting favorite, still to win the division. You could get the Broncos at plus 230. That's actually pretty good value. The thing is here, the Chiefs could kind of coast their way,
Yeah,
and in the playoffs, and they would still have a pretty legit chance. I don't think Pat Mahomes has played a road game in the playoffs, just besides the Super Bowl. So
the Bills game last year.
was it
Didn't the
in
Bills?
was it in
I
it might have been. You're right.
I think it was. I think one of the last 2 years the Bills had a home field game.
And the Chiefs still won.
Yes.
But where I was getting at this, like, my point with this is like, you know, they want to get that home game. You know, they wanted to win the division. They want to get that home game. They don't want to play on the road their first playoff game if they were to get in it. So I think the Chiefs are going to play hard the rest of the season. They're playing very well. They won 3 in a
Yep.
row. I think if anything, they're going to go head to head with the Broncos for the division. Like I said, I think the Chargers are good enough to make a wild card spot, but I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to make any noise.
Yeah, and just to confirm, it was in Buffalo last year.
Okay.
And they won 27-24. Chiefs did.
That's right. Kincaid had that drop at the end of the game. It wasn't it was a very high pass, but I remember
Yep.
they couldn't convert on the 4th down. That was in Buffalo. Moving on to the NFC. Eagles, all Eagles.
Yeah.
Commanders really not. I don't want to call them disappointing, with injuries, but kind of like a letdown for those fans coming off of a big season, making an NFC Championship game last year. Became kind of a homer for the Commanders. Kind of a team that I could root for when my team's not playing, or just another team to keep an eye on. But too little, too late. I think the Eagles have the NFC East wrapped up. A great story with the Giants. Jackson Dart playing very well. Scatterboo, unfortunately, broke his leg or broke his ankle. He's out for the rest of the year.
That was wild.
That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, all Eagles. Not too much to say about the division. Cowboys, good offense, bad defense. If we had the Cowboys offense, we'd be Super Bowl contenders.
I would love, yeah. I mean, but listen, I need Dak to go back to realizing that Jake Ferguson is his weapon again, because last week he really screwed me over. But National Tight End Day, you don't throw the ball to the man at all.
Seriously, like he was like the only tight end that didn't get a touchdown, and he was in like
I'm
everybody's
so mad
slip.
about that. If he would have scored or did anything like he has every other week, I would have won my fantasy matchup. But it is what it is. We won't get too into it. Everyone knows I hate Dak Prescott. I should never rely on him.
Moving on to the NFC North. Things
That's gonna be a
tightening
good
up a little
race.
bit, but the Packers still ahead of the pack. They are the betting favorites, minus 125, sitting at 5-1-1. I think the Packers are legit Super Bowl contenders. It's just a matter of
sure.
I think Matt LaFleur can win the win the big game to put them over the top.
Jordan Love.
But can Jordan Love?
Yep.
That's going to be the X factor for Max's team down there or up there in Green Bay.
Yeah, that top of that division is insane. I mean, and you got to think about it. Before the season started, a lot of people thought the Vikings could compete if McCarthy could stay healthy. Obviously, he hasn't stayed
Yeah.
healthy. You know, but they're a very good team. And then even with the Bears, they have the talent. It's just, can they unlock the talent? Like, that division is crazy good,
Yeah,
and that just tells you how serious the Packers and the Lions are as top of that division.
And with the key game with the Packers winning week 1 against the Lions, they have the tiebreaker already, so that's very important.
Huge.
But also the Packers that's the only division game that they played so far this season.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yep, they're 1-0. As far as the Bears go, I would kind of compare them right now to the Chargers. You can't really trust them. Like they'll win a couple games, kind of win you over, and say, all right, it's their coming out party, and then they go and lose a couple games. It's like,
I was gonna say more Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because, like, you think they could be good, they potentially are good, but they're not quite good. You know what I mean? Like, they have everything there, they just haven't put it together. And it's the same thing with the Cowboys. They have all the talent in the world, but they just can't figure it out.
Yeah. Kind of modeling with the NFC East, getting into the NFC South. It's all Tampa Bay, which I expected at the beginning of the season. Carolina's playing about as good as I thought. Currently, right now, if the NFL season ended today, I would have predicted properly the NFC South, because I had Tampa Bay, Carolina, then Atlanta, then New Orleans. I had a feeling that Carolina. I think Atlanta may still finish a little ahead of Carolina.
Yeah.
But only one team's going to go to the playoffs, and that's going to be the Buccaneers.
I have my best friend is a Falcons fan, and I tell you what, watching him go through the ups and downs of this season has been remarkable. It's felt like a Browns fan season. Like, honestly, it felt like the one year that I can't remember what year that was, when we had right before we traded OBJ. When we were supposed to be was that 2021? I think.
No, it was like it was 19. It was Freddie Kitchens last year, because like we played the Titans in the opener and we got smacked in the mouth. We were like, what the heck? We went like 7-10, I think.
That's the one I'm thinking of. That's exactly what it feels like to be a Falcons fan right now. He is so over Raheem Morris. He is so over this. He loves the defense, plays good every once in a while. Then you give up 20. Let Miami drop 38 on you last week. So at home, like, how do you lose? We won't get too far into it. I'm with you. It's going to be the Bucs at the top of the division. Falcons could pull something out. I don't think they make the playoffs. So I think I'm with you. It's Bucs, Falcons, Panthers, Saints.
Wrapping up the NFC West, Seattle Seahawks sit at top of the division with the Rams right behind them. They're also 5-2. 49ers 5-3 with all those injuries. You could get any one of these teams that win the division right now at plus money. I bet the Rams last year at a live bet. They were a couple games out of it. I knew it was their division to lose by the end of it. But the Seahawks, man, Sam Darnold, it wasn't his one-hit wonder year in Minnesota. They should have kept him.
And Jackson Smith-Njigba is playing on another level.
Phenomenal.
He is on a rampage this year.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, I guess, really helped open it up for him. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly what he needed, but I mean, this dude's already got 819 yards, 50 receptions on the year.
Cooper Kupp's been, I mean, I don't think he's been really existent this season.
No,
if I'm not mistaken. I don't mean to if he has been. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Cooper Kupp.
24 for 293 and a touchdown.
There you go.
That's it.
Good decoy.
So he's not been the old Cooper Kupp, but I think him being there is taking away a lot of the focus from Smith-Njigba, and it's allowing him to really open up and show. It's the same thing they have with Ibuka in Tampa. When those guys are healthy, Ibuka goes off. You know what I mean? But then when they double cover, it's hard for him to get open.
Well, they were
Same
smart.
thing with him in Njigba.
Seattle was smart, and this is coaching, kind of modeling the Vikings offense from last year. You have your stud wide receiver. I could compare a Smith-Njigba to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I think he's up there. And then go out and get a solid tight end. They have, the Barner kid. He's playing well. They drafted the Arroyo kid out of Miami.
Yep.
Even Horton, he's playing well. They just, they have playmakers there. They got 2 solid running backs, Walker and Charbonnet. They're
Yeah, they do.
firing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens down the stretch. I'm not really sure who I would bet on at this point. It's kind of wide open. But even the 49ers are in it. Cardinals
Yeah.
they go 2-0 every year and then they lose the rest of their games.
I mean, you're about right. I think I saw that Jacoby Brissett is starting for them today.
No,
Over
I
Kyler.
think Kyler's back. Yep, I think Kyler's back.
Is he?
Yep.
I thought I saw a report earlier today that said Jacoby was playing,
Let's look
but
it
they
up real
could
quick.
include Kyler in the mix.
Either way, they take on the Cowboys this week, so
Yeah.
but yeah, I want to kind of see where you're at with some of the teams this year for division purposes. Let's make some game picks.
Do it.
All right, Eric. Starting with the 1:00 slate, 3-4 Falcons on the road taking on the 6-2 Patriots. Patriots favored 4.5 points.
That's easy. That's Patriots. Yeah, Falcons are gutless. That's I love the way that I think it's Bo Bishop always calls or Nick Zagura.
I almost said it.
The gutless Falcons.
It's Bo. Yeah, I almost said the gutless Falcons.
They are. They're gutless. They just don't have that backbone.
No, I'm sorry. It's
And
Gibbs. Gibbs says it.
And for them to go into New England, I just don't think that's a good recipe.
I like the 4.5. I would actually lay that. So I'm going to actually put that in our betting slip over here. All right, moving on. I'm taking the Patriots as well. Moving on. Marley also had the Patriots. I believe Max did. I'm going to pull up his. He just sent me his game pick, so that was perfect. He took the Patriots. Moving on. Panthers 4-4. We just talked about it. Bryce Young is back today. Sitting at 4-4 on the road, taking on the 5-1-1 Packers, 13.5 point favorites. But go
So if
Pack,
I was a
go.
betting man, I would go with Panthers. I think 13.5 might be too steep. But if we're just going straight game picks, Packers are going to win.
Yeah, plus 13.5, you could get a minus 115, so it's pretty good odds there. It's tough to cover spreads like that in the NFL. I usually stay away from them.
Absolutely. But yeah, Packers are going to win.
Packers. Max doesn't make a game pick there. Marley also took the Packers. Moving on, the 6-2 Broncos on the road, taking on the Houston Texans at 3-4. Nico Collins back. This is a pick'em game, which basically it's, Texans minus 1.5. You could get them favored minus 134. Broncos plus 114. Over under is interesting at 40.5 though. What do you think? I think this is
big numbers last week.
I think this is gonna be a fantastic game. Good defenses.
I think so too.
What you got?
I'm gonna go Broncos. I think the Texans are gonna put up a fight, but I think overall the Broncos are just too complete of a team.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those games where like first to 27. I think was this game. It's like right there.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Max took the Texans. Marley took the Broncos. I'm going Broncos as well.
Didn't you guys? Somebody did that last week too, right? Somebody took the Texans last week when they played the Niners.
Yeah, it was Marley. Yeah, he ended up winning that game pick. Yep. I'm writing down Max's picks as we go too. Moving on, the Los Angeles Chargers taking a trip to Tennessee to take on the 1-7 Tennessee Titans. Now, I'm not going to persuade your game pick. I'm taking the Chargers on the road here. But this is a game where the Chargers would probably make it really interesting and tight. I don't hate the 10.5, honestly. But as a Titans better, I'm definitely staying away from this game. Not touching it with a 10-foot pole. I'm just saying, I think the Titans cover.
I'm going to look up one thing real quick.
Yeah.
No, Chargers. No big injuries. That was the only thing that would sway my decision. If there was any big injuries, I would go Titans because I'm with you. I think this could absolutely be a trap game. Terrible team. You got the Chargers flying across country. This is the recipe for a trap game, but it's the Chargers. Titans are terrible. Sorry, Phil.
You're going to get this game, though. Bears. 4-3 on the road, 2.5 point favorites, taking on the Cincinnati Bengals at 3-5. Bears are favored on the money line, minus 154. Over under 51.5.
Yeah, these teams give up a lot of points. Um, listen, what do I want to happen or what do I think's going to happen? What I want to happen is a 78 to nothing blowout for the Bears. What I think is going to happen is I'm going to go Bears. The Bears.
Oh,
I think it'd be a close one.
Max forgot this pick, so I gotta message him for that. You said Bears?
Yep.
All right. Marley took the Bears. I took the Bears as well. One of the bigger games of the week, though, the 7-1 Indianapolis Colts, led by Indiana Jones. Favored 3.5 points on the road, taking on the 4-3 Squealers over under 50.5. It's actually moved to 51.5. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't. I hate the Steelers. I never picked the Steelers. I still will stay with that. And in this case, it's for good reason. Definitely going Colts because they are hot. They are a real deal, and I think that the Steelers are due for their downhill fall.
So originally, I was leaning Steelers only because not only are they home, but I just think I think the Colts are going to drop a couple more games. You know, they're
Sure.
playing very well. They're kind of due for a loss on the road. Also, the Colts played the Steelers well last year. They actually picked up a win with a less offense. And the Colts offense kind of models exactly what the Steelers play bad on offense with, or
Yeah.
on defense with. Colts have a really good tight end in Tyler Warren. He's kind of making his homecoming game. You know, he's going to want to show out. I actually bet him for a touchdown this week. They can't stop the run. Jonathan Taylor should be able to run all over them. And as long as the Colts play clean football, they should walk away with a win here. So I like the Colts as well.
With you.
Marley has no game pick, of course, for this game. And wow. I actually had an error. Max took the Bengals and took the Steelers.
Steelers.
So this is interesting. All right. Moving on here, wrapping up the 1 o'clock slate. Couple of games left. 5-3 49ers. 2.5 point favorites on the road, taking on the Giants at 2-6.
Giants are terrible without having a running game.
Marley took the Giants.
Yeah, but I hate coming across country more especially for the Niners. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
So this may persuade you to change your pick. For whatever reason, I hear this on the local radio shows all the time, like every week when they're making their picks. The NFC West actually plays really well when they travel. It's the teams going out west. It's when those West teams come out east, they're usually prepared. I know the 49ers had a clunker last week against the Texans.
Yeah,
But
it should
you
be a
want to
get
stay
right
with the
game. I
Giants?
just don't like traveling 2 weeks in a row.
I got you. Problem? Like, it's your pick. You took the Colts. Yeah, Colts. And then Giants. Kind of right here. As we go too.
I also think it could be a blowout for the Niners as well, because it's the Giants. But I don't know, something about this game. 2 weeks on the road, traveling across country. Giants should play inspired today.
So
without Cam.
as far as the 49ers go, I've kind of looked into this as the season's gone. They don't blow teams out.
Yeah.
They beat the Seahawks by 4. They beat the Saints by 5. They only beat the Cardinals by 1. They lost to the Jags and they beat the Rams by 3. They did beat the Falcons by 10. So that was like their one game. Then they lost to the Texans and Bucks by 11. So road games, they are 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. 2-2 to 3-2 on the road. They played a lot of road games already.
Yeah, 5.
So you are making a case.
Same.
I'm going 49ers though.
That's a smart pick. Giants aren't good. It's just something about it. I don't know. Caught my eye.
JJ McCarthy back starting after Carson Wentz is lost for the season. This is a team where I thought JJ McCarthy should have played last week on the Thursday night game against the Chargers. They may have had a better shot at that game. Nevertheless, Lions, actually the line moves to 9.5 now. It was 8.5. Lions heavy favorites. We are all taking Lions this week.
Yeah.
Lions.
Absolutely. Yes. No doubt about that one.
All right. 4 o'clock slate, 1 and 7. Saints going with Tyler Shook. Shook? Shook or Shook? I think it's Shook. Tyler Shook
Yeah, I think it's Shook.
gets the call to try and make any attempt to salvage part of the Saints season, but I still think that they're in the running for the top overall pick.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
On the road, taking on the 5-2 Rams. Rams 14.5 point favorites. We are all on the Rams today.
That's easy cover, I think.
Ram it, as Bo would say.
Yep. Ram it.
4-3 Jags. Missing Travis Hunter, but 2.5 point favorites on the road, taking on the 2-5 Raiders.
Yeah, this is the Raiders are one of the teams kind of like the Cardinals, the Saints, us. You know, that there's no life in that team. There's just nothing there. So I think even with that, I think the Jaguars win this game.
We are all on the Jags, even though it would be nice for the Jags to keep losing for that draft pick.
It would.
CBS's game of the week, 5-3 Chiefs in a pick'em game. Chiefs are favored 1.5 points on the road in Buffalo, taking on the 5-2 Buffalo Bills. Over under 52.5. They are expecting points in this game, and I do agree.
I am very excited for this game. Which, by the way, I don't know if you realize this, but did you realize that James Cook went off for 216 and 2 touchdowns last week? Because I didn't realize that.
Quietly but efficiently. He was also, so I bet Barkley for 2 touchdowns and Taylor for 2 touchdowns. I hit that bet. It was like plus 1,000. My third leg was James Cook to score 2 touchdowns, but I didn't want to get greedy. I'm like, they're playing
no.
Carolina. They might blow them out, which they did. So they would sit him early. I'm like, you know what? No, this is where I would normally lose. By putting that third leg in, I should have done it. It would have been a good payout.
Man, that would have been a real good payout. I don't know. This game, I'm excited for this game. I don't know, Jim.
Jim.
I think because they're at home, they lost, like we talked about earlier in the show, they lost them in the playoffs last year. Like you said, it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go Bills. I like Josh Allen, always have.
So,
plus, did you see real quick? Did you see his costume for Halloween this year?
Yes. Yep. Him and Haley.
Fantastic.
Him and Haley Steinfeld. Steinfeld. They are a phenomenal couple. I'm going to pull up the Bills schedule real quick because I'm taking the Chiefs in this game. Right.
Okay.
So, not the Patriots. I want the Bills. So the Bills, they beat the Ravens 41-40. So obviously week 1, I didn't think it happened there. Healthy Lamar. Kind of explained the Ravens defense, how that was going to be set up the rest of the season so far. Then they went on the road and trounced the Jets 30-10. They beat the Dolphins 31-20. Then they beat the Saints 31-19. You sense a trend there.
Terrible teams.
Yeah, playing some pretty bad teams. They lose to the Patriots at home 23-20. Then they lose to the gutless Falcons, who weren't gutless for 1 week, 24-14, after getting blown out by Carolina. I love the NFL. And then they go to Carolina and win 40-9.
Yep.
So I'm just sticking with trends with this pick. It's a pick 'em game, kind of a toss-up. You could go either way. Lots of good money value in this game, too. There's going to be a lot of bets coming out for this game. But I'm taking the Chiefs and going lone wolf this week, as Marley took the Bills and Max also took the Bills. Yeah, so
Bills got a tough schedule coming up. Damn.
Who's that? The Bills? Yeah.
Bucks, Texans, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots. They get a reprieve with us, Eagles, and then reprieve with the Jets.
Yeah.
So obviously they'll sit their starters for the Jets, but holy smokes.
Yeah. Compared to the Patriots, like you could pull up the Patriots schedule.
I'm doing that right now.
And they have gutless Falcons, at Tampa, Jets, at Bengals, Giants, Bills,
Oh,
at
good
Ravens,
luck on
at
that.
Jets, Dolphins. They
Yeah,
have a legit chance at winning the
yeah,
division.
they do. I mean, they really only have two tough games left.
Mhm.
Patriots, Ravens. Well, Bucks. I lied about that. So 3 tough games. But still, even then, it's
Couple games left, Eric. Sunday night football could have been a marquee matchup, but like we explained, how the Commanders' season has been going. The 5-2 Seahawks on the road favored 3 points, taking on the 3-5 Commies.
Jaden Daniels is out this week, isn't he?
He is back. Terry
Oh, he is
Terry
back.
McLaurin is out.
Okay, that's what I think. There's a big name that was out this week. All right, I'm going Seahawks.
We are all on Seahawks for a clean sweep in this game.
Mm.
Monday night football, last game to go, 2-5. Disappointing again as ever, Cardinals. On the road in Dallas, taking on the 3-4-1 Cowboys. Cowboys only favored 3 points in this game. I think this game is going to be pretty tight. 53.5 is the over-under. Both of these defenses can't stop a nosebleed. Marley took the Cardinals. Max took the Cowboys. I also took Dallas.
So we're gonna split these then.
Oh,
So
okay.
I know I said it before. I'll say it again, and I'll say it many more times in my life. But I hate the Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys. I don't like them. Never have. Never will. I hate Jerry Jones. I hate the Cowboys organization. I hope they lose every game from here on out. But that's besides the point. Um, Jacoby Brissett's starting for the Cardinals, and they've put up some points the last few weeks with him starting. And fuck it, why not? You know, prime
Well,
time game. You get your chance to shine one last time, old man. Why not?
taking the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Just pulling up. So I've been on DraftKings recently, but I have
Mm-hmm.
FanDuel pulled up just because I like their UI a little better. So yeah, I really like Patriots -4.5. That would be a nice. That'd be a nice bet there. I mean, you could get them on the money line for -235, but I think they cover. I need your lock. Who's your lock this week? Team that you absolutely
Oh,
think
I
will
knew you
win.
were gonna ask me that.
Can't be a big spread though. You know, I wouldn't pick the Packers. I'm
Oh,
taking.
no.
I am taking the Packers as my lock just because they are my. I'm still in the ESPN Eliminator Challenge. I'm actually 8-0.
Nice.
So I live to see another week. Can't pick the same team twice though, but I'm taking the Packers this week in mine.
I am gonna go. How about what's the? Give me the Jaguars.
Jags, okay. Marley also took the Jags for his lock of the week.
Dang it. Okay.
Updated pick standings. We are very tight. Very tight midway through the season. This is your first appearance on the show. So I will mark you with your game picks, of course, after this and recap them next week. Starting at the bottom, I am actually in last place, 67-45. Still a pretty good win record there. Like I said, 8-0 on the lock of the week. Marley just above me, 68-45, but he is 3-5 in his lock of the week picks. Max at the top, 69-45. His record's 5-3 for his locks of the week. His lock was the Lions, mine's the Packers, Marley's is the Jags. All right, Eric.
Awesome.
One little thing left.
Yep.
I know you're not the most betting man, but I'm gonna go ahead and read off some things for you and see what you like. Right.
Okay.
So I have in here Patriots -4.5. I think we both like that to cover against the Falcons. What other bet do you like? So I did a 3-leg with Colts, Broncos, Seahawks. +403, which is actually +44 with a 20% boost. So $3, which is like a 1.5 units for me to pay $17.52. It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually liked all those picks that you had there. I like the Lions. I like the Colts. Trying to think we talked about this before. There was another game I had called out that you said was really good money.
So you
The
like the Lions
Texans.
spread 9.5, right? Because money
Honestly, I
line
do.
is minus 520. You're not going to get much value there.
Yeah, I think they could. I think they very well could cover at 9.5.
But so actually, money line, so minus 520 with the Patriots spread is plus 122. So that's a nice two legger there. So if you put like $10 down, you'd win 12.
Mm-hmm.
So 22, 29. It's a pretty good return there. I might actually lock that in too.
Trying to think.
You also liked collectively, actually, we liked the so the Chargers spread 9.5. I'm not touching that.
No.
Broncos money line. Broncos money lines. They're plus money. They are plus. Sorry, so that plus 116.
I just don't know if I'm that confident. I think the Texans are hot. Having Nico back,
Ooh.
they could pull out
So
a
there's something
sneaky
funny
win.
about this game now. So the Texans, the line actually jumped to 2.5. So just like last week, they know something.
Yeah,
It's weird. I don't like
that's what
it.
I'm saying.
Staying away.
That's why I'm a little nervous about that one when it comes to as
Um,
far as betting goes.
Bears on the road against the Bengals minus
Yeah, I like that.
164. Don't trust them too much. You said you like the
I don't
Colts
need
money
it.
line. I have that
Mhm.
in a bet already. 49ers only at minus 142. That's good value there. Taking them on the road. The 49ers got to beat the Giants this week. I think they will.
I picked the opposite, so I can't say anything.
I know. Rams minus 13.5. Jags minus 2.5. You like the Jags were your lock, so you might throw in the
Yeah.
Jags there. Plus, okay, so New England minus 4.5, Detroit money line, Jags money line, minus 142. $10 would get you 27.99. It's a good
Let's
return.
go.
It's a good bet. All right, Eric. I know you like touchdowns.
Yep. Typically.
So I have a 4-leg touchdown bet. We hit one on the show a couple weeks ago. I have Tyler Warren anytime touchdown,
He was one of mine.
JSN anytime touchdown against Washington.
Okay.
Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown against Carolina.
Great bet.
I have your boy Lad McConkey
Okay.
anytime touchdown against Tennessee.
I'm gonna go. I don't know why I'm feeling this, and obviously it's probably because he is who he is, but I got a strong feeling about a Bijan touchdown. And I think with the Patriot, I mean, he's probably a good betting favorite to score as far as in their game. I just thought with the Patriots defense, it might be a better bet than normal.
Right. Don't bet his rushing yards because that's not going to happen
No,
against the
hell no.
Patriots. But you could probably get good
Definitely
value
not.
for him for a touchdown.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, he's minus 130. I hate that.
Mm,
I hate that. The highest it should be is like minus 105 or like minus 110.
right.
130 stinks for touchdowns. It's like betting home runs with like Aaron. Like I'm not going to compare him to Aaron Judge, but you know, like
Right.
late in the
No. As far as the betting odds wise.
right. Those guys start getting in the minus monies when I don't touch them. But you like Bijan, all right? Any others? Or
I
that
think
was like
it's
the one that you thought
that
of.
was so Tyler Warren was my other big one.
Yeah, definitely. All in on Tyler Warren today. I think
It,
he's going to have
if
a
I
big
had
game.
to throw out a third, I would probably go David Montgomery.
You think he's due for one? I see.
I think he's due.
What's funny? So my other one that I forgot to say before we wrap up the show. I have a 3-leg parlay for 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs for 2 touchdowns, 2 plus.
Mhm.
Jameer Gibbs for 2 plus.
Okay.
And Rashee Rice from the Chiefs for 2 plus.
I was kind of on the fence when it came to Rice. I was like, I really for something, yeah, his name was kind of popping up for me,
Okay.
but I was like, either him or Kareem Hunt. Why? Don't know.
Yeah,
But for
he
some
finds
reason,
the end zone too.
he just
You
seems
know?
to find the end zone in these crazy games.
So let me see what your parlay would be. So you liked David Montgomery minus 130, whatever. We'll throw it in minus 130 there. Let's go back to This is so weird navigating the desktop site versus my phone. Let's go Tyler Warren. Plus 140. Dude, I think I'm going to bet him straight, honestly. You could bet him straight plus 140. That's nice. You just need him to score a touchdown. All right, Montgomery, Warren. Who else do you like? Kareem Hunt?
Yep. Why not?
Kareem Hunt. You might get him at, yeah, I think you still get him at plus money. Yep, plus 110. What was your fourth leg? Montgomery, Warren, Hunt.
Yep. Montgomery. There's one that you said earlier.
Bijan. It's pretty good. So these I would normally do like a half unit, so like $2.50. My units are like $2.50 and $5, or $2 and $4. All right, so let's see. It's plus 14.77 for 4 guys to score a touchdown. It's awful. $2 gets you $29.55. That's good. Still a good return though.
Yeah.
I like it. Montgomery, Warren, Hunt, Robinson, tutties. Love to see it.
Cross our fingers. Win some money.
I'm going to put this in. I'll put this in for us. It'll be our collab touchdown parlay of the day. But I'm going to have 2 tickets with Tyler Warren, so I don't even know if I just single bet him, because then like I'm kind of tripling down on him then.
Yeah, and you really got to.
That's how confident I am though. All right, Eric. That wraps up the show today, though. Appreciate you for making some time to come in, talk a little football on Peace of Mind Sports. You're always welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. As always, good times. We always do have.
Let's go wrap up the show, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out and go football. No, go Browns today. Go football.
You can't do that. Yep.
All right, everybody. Peace.